What did you think? That I was gonna do this thing in order? No, fuck that. Everything else is boring. This is the K train. Now the K starts at Halson Terminal in Westpotat with the E, going to Intervale Square with the D, and then meeting the B at Herald Square. Like I said before, B and E are express, D and K local. At 57th Street, the E and K split off into V and D, and continue up 5th Avenue through the Lincoln Tunnel into Cadland, the last stop being Union Turnpike. I don't really need to say what the K uses since all of 5th Avenue uses the same shit. Like, can we have some variety? Now, it isn't any secret that the K is just a local E train, which is why on late nights the E takes over the K, which I think is bullshit. You mean every other express version gets taken away on late nights, but 5th Avenue gets the local taken away? Bullshit! And the K deserves to be a 24-hour service because of the history surrounding it, which gets me into a history trip. K service started off in 1933 when the 5th Avenue line opened, but was completely different from the one we know today. Back then, the K was known as the EE and ran from 77th Street to Presidential Highway on the Cadland line. And on rush hours, EE trains short-turned at 57th Street. The EE was then extended to 80th Street, Museum of Harley History, in 1935, then from Halson Terminal to Union Turnpike in 1976. In 1979, the EE turned blue, and in 1984, the EE became the K. And that's pretty much it. Hold it! We got something else. The K was involved in the second worst train wreck in PTA history, the Scanspar wreck. What happened? Well, let me fill you in. On June 25th, 2005, an R38K train left the 51st Street station towards 57th Street. However, because of a brutally drunk driver, it went speeding towards the switch. Now, at 57th Street, the B and D go on the side platforms, while the E and K go on the center platforms, meaning K and late night E trains have to switch over to the center track. The speed limit on the northbound switch is 75 steps per second. The driver was going 140. You can see what happened. At the switch, the train jumped the tracks and crashed directly into the station wall at 100 steps per second, going right through the wall. The first and second car got crushed and folded into each other, killing 78 people and injuring 94, the driver and conductor included. The station's north platform was closed. K and D service was suspended, with B and E trains terminating at 47th Street, with G trains handling local service from Intervale Square to St. Mark's Avenue, and 2 shuttle services going from 57th Street to either Union Turnpike or 78th Street, using the southbound tracks. The K was also involved in some other derailments too. A minor one happened on August 31st, 1935, where malfunctioning brakes on a terminating EE train caused it to break through the buffers at 57th Street. The train stopped after the first set of wheels went off though, so like no one got hurt or anything. It was kind of lackluster, not gonna lie. Why am I even mentioning this goddamn crap? And lastly, on May 3rd, 1959, an EE train collided headfirst into the back of a parked N train at Finch Avenue, killing the E's driver and 1 N train passenger and injuring 15 more. A broken signal and bad eyesight were the cause. Man, that's the history. You see why this train deserves more attention? It went through hell, but it's still here. It's stronger than any other line around, which is why the music for the K is Wrapped in Black Part 2, because it's too strong. Even if it isn't a 24-hour service, you can tell it's very reliable. I see more K trains come and go than the D, and on any old SMEs, the K is fast as fuck, which makes the ride a fun one. Timing? Well, it's quick, about every 6 to 8 minutes, but sometimes the D fucks it up, but you can't blame the K for that. Now for trivia. The K train's NTT announcements were done by Mr. Blocks, known in canon as Blocks Russell. He also does the D, E, H, R, and W, and the Great Street Shuttle too. Take a listen.
This is a Cadland bound K train. The next stop is 33rd Street.
The K's original signage was AA before becoming EE in current lore. There were some periods where the K didn't appear on maps. The K is the only originated PID line to go via a WPT line upon opening. Remember, B trains don't count because they started off as a WPT line, not a PID line. Enough trivia. Now, I'll give the K a well-deserved 10 out of 10. The train is super reliable, and the speed and history of it is something to talk about for hours. Really goes hard. This is Aubrey from Multi-Topic. You guys have a great night. Thank you for watching, and remember, too strong!